All right. Hi, everyone. So today, really quick, I'm just going to start going over the importance of artist branding and having a target audience to build your fan base. So I've gotten a few questions before as far as why is artist branding even important, and why is it important to have a specific, like a more narrow fan base than a larger one. So I'm going to go over that today, and also be using my free fan persona worksheet that I have in the link in my bio. So you can just really follow along there by downloading that to actually see what it is that I'll be talking about. So first, before we even jump into using the worksheet, we're going to go over what is branding and why is that important to you as an artist. So the music industry is a business. This is a music business. And in regular business, every business has to have a brand. So with their branding, they have things that when you think about them, you associate with that brand and with their products. So they create products for solving a specific niche. So they solve these problems for a specific group of people, and they add value to their lives by solving these problems. So an example of that would be like a shampoo, like a natural hair line. They have specifically natural hair products for people who have specific textures of hair with different specialized formulas in their shampoos, conditioners, all of that. So when you're buying things, like when you're buying products, before you even buy anything from this brand, it's on research that it takes the average customer 10 times. There needs to be 10 touch points that you come in contact with the brand before you trust them enough to actually try out their products. So an example of that is like saying with the natural hair care line, if your friend says, hey, you should try this shampoo or conditioner, we have the same kind of hair, this will work really well for the both of us. That's one touch point. Another touch point would say, let's say you see an ad for them in social media. That's the second one. Another one would be actually being in like Walmart or Target and seeing the brand on the shelf and seeing that the person on the label of the bottle is someone that looks like you and has the type of hair texture that you do. That's the third touch point. So on average, you need to have 10 separate touch points where you come in contact with that business and their brand before you trust them enough to even check them out, before they're even becoming a regular thought process, before you can just think of them to actually, okay, I'll go ahead and try out this shampoo or conditioner. Now, why is that important when it comes to you as an artist? So in the music world, because like I said, music is a business, taking those same things, it takes the average person, because they don't know who you are, your cold audience, they're going to need to hear your music at least 10 times before they even want to download it on their own. I'm not even talking about spending money on you. I'm saying just download for free. To stream your music, there's going to need to be at least 10 touch points before they're interested in even doing that for you for free. So what can you do as an artist to kind of help with that? Of course, you want to make sure that you want to increase your visibility by being in front of these people all the time, whether it's on social media, whether it's at performing for live shows. You want to increase your visibility much as possible to get those touch points down from 10. You can get those 10 touch points as quickly as possible. Now, when you have a target audience, your targeted audience for you as a musician is going to be your ideal fan base. These are the people who are going to feel more related to you, more impacted by the type of content that you put out, impacted by the type of songs that you put out, impacted by the type of things you post on social media. They're going to be impacted so much that they don't need 10. So there's a smaller group. The more relatable that you are, the less amount of touch points that needs to happen. So having a target audience that is zoning in on that smaller group of people that don't need to come in contact with you and your music 10 times. They only need 3. They only need 2. And then they're already feel like that from hearing your music, from hearing your story, that they're related to you enough that they're going to go ahead now and skip to downloading your music. So instead of having to put your music in front of them all of these times, these people only need to see you about 3 times instead of 10 times to become a fan. Do you see how that's profitable for you? Not in just not just monetarily profitable, but it's actually as far as time and building your fan base. You don't have to keep reaching out to this person 10, 11, 12 times before they actually start being like, okay, let me go ahead and try this. You can just reach out to them 2 or 3 times and they see a live show. They're a fan. They're streaming your music, and now they're promoting for you by showing their friends, wanting them to listen to your songs and say, hey, this is someone that I feel that we both would enjoy. That's the type of impact that you want. So your target audience is always going to be more powerful because they're going to spend less time having to be converted from just a follower to a fan. And they're going to be so impacted by your message that they're going to want to spread it out for you. So that's promotion that you didn't even have to do. We all can agree that that is profitable. That is the goal. That's what we all want. Because promotion, we all know it's hard out here. So getting your music heard by people who actually want to hear it is always a win. So that is why you need to have that more narrow, specific target audience. So what I mean by artist branding, as a musician, you as an independent artist, you are a business. You are selling a product, which is you. You are your product, and your music is content of that product. So you're trying to convince me to take moments of my time to invest in something that I already have enough of. And if you're talking about spending money, you're asking me to buy something I already have enough of, and it's free everywhere else. I already have platforms where I can listen to my favorite music for free, where I don't even have to go and buy that. So why should I buy your music? Why should I buy your concert ticket? Why should I do anything as far as investing in you, which is someone that I've never even heard of? The key is finding the group that you're going to be able to relate to have that bigger impact. You want to draw them in. What your branding does, draws your audience into you. So those people who actually would be impacted by your music and have those less touch points, by the proper branding, you draw those people to you where you don't have to go out looking for them. They will come to you, and then those are the people that you're actually going to spend all of your time with your marketing on, and they're going to do the rest for you. So what is it that you can do as far as like your branding? Then an example of this, because I know a lot of people didn't go to business school. A lot of us, you want to create music because you're a musician. That's what you do. You don't spend time looking up the Forbes list and how things work in business and stuff. You create your music. So what did I mean by what you need to do for branding? So you're like, okay, you told me this information. How do I relate this to me and my music? An example of this is, let's say you are a trap rapper. You make trap music. So if you make music that you know your ideal fans is going to be someone who's active in the streets, you need to provide something of value to them other than your music that's going to draw them in. An example of this is going to be like, if you live, like, not saying everyone has to, but like, let's say if you do live the life that you actually rap about, you are someone in the streets. Maybe you could provide insight about certain situations you've been in legally, certain legal advice that you know works, certain laws that you know about certain things that you talk about in your music, that you can help somebody else that may not have known that. So let's say if you know that you, I don't want to get too deep into here, but let's say that you move, I'm just going to say shoes. You sell shoes. We all know what I'm talking about here, but you sell white shoes, green shoes, all the shoes, hard shoes, soft shoes. You sell shoes. So as a shoe dealer, let's say that you know that in certain states, if you get caught selling shoes, intent to distribute shoes, then you may have certain charges that are going to be brought up against you that may be different in another state. So you could give some of your audience that you know will have these kind of problems. If you find yourself in this state and you have intent to distribute shoes in this state, this is the type of actions that you need to pay attention. This is the type of thing that you need to do to get out of this charge. This is the type of lawyer that you make sure that your lawyer knows this information. This is the type of thing. Give them as much legal advice as possible. And you can do that without even living the life that you actually do live in your music. So that's just one example. So what I'm saying by your branding is having something other than your music that draws your audience in. So that's what I'm saying. If you make music for people who are in the streets, you make trap music, it would be wise to also have information available to them for how to get out of certain legal situations in the streets. That's one example. You can also, like, let's say, switching gears, let's say you're a female artist and you're a really great dancer and your music is actually for dance. No, I did not used to deal shoes in the comments. No, I've never dealt shoes or sold shoes or had any intent to distribute shoes. But anyways, if you are a dancer and you're a female musician, you're a dancer, you know that you can do and now this is just saying all types of dance, whether it's pole dancing, twerking, whether you're just actual choreography. Start doing instructional dance videos with your music in the background. So the key is, if you know that your music is going to attract, because you are a dancer and your music makes you want to dance, and you know that you want your audience to feel the same way, have instructional videos with dancing for your audience, so they'll come to learn specific dance moves. You're providing value to them for free, and they'll stay. The music is just a part of it. They'll stay for the music. So now, if they want to go back and learn your choreography that you've put on YouTube, especially a visual platform like YouTube, you put a whole how-to dance on there, and your song is playing in the background, of course I'm going to go stream your song so I can go ahead and be able to listen to it, and I can continue doing that choreography that you taught me to your song. So these are the things where I'm saying provide something of value to your audience. So that is why your artist brand, so summarizing it up, why your artist branding is important. That helps you have a specific niche as far as what people can identify that you do. They know, hey, if I have a problem with this, or I want this, I can go to this person. Like I was saying, whether it's for people in the streets, for the trap music, hey, I know if I actually need some legal advice about distributing shoes, I can go to this person. They'll be a wonderful resource, and they have great music as well. And same thing for the female artists, that if I need choreography or want to learn how to dance a certain way, I can go to their YouTube channel for this and stay for the music. But by providing that value, these people who have now taken you've actually helped, whether you help them get out of legal advice or you help them learn a dance move, either way, they're going to feel that you are almost indebted. They feel all kind of indebted to you for helping. And now they have become part of your tribe. They feel that you have helped them. So of course they can help you by coming out to a show. Of course they can help you by streaming your music on Spotify. So those kind of things, that's going to help build your organic audience. Thanks, Trey. Yes, this is what I try. This is what I do with music marketing, as far as getting artists, getting their branding together, and finding their target audience. So that target audience is going to come into play as by identifying these specific people who you're going to provide content for, and you're going to impact them so hard, because you want to think about, when we use the word target audience, it's literally in the word targeted marketing. You want your marketing to impact these people so hard that they can't help but feel related to you. So if you think about it, if you try to say that your music is for everyone, you make music for everyone. So if I ask you something like, so if you come to me as a client, and one of the things we want to sit down with doing is establishing your target audience, because also if you need help with running Instagram ads, I do that as well. We need to know, who do we need to put you in front of to make this, to get the most out of this, money that we're running for this ad, and to knowing to who we can reach out to for organically to get the most growth with no money involved. So if you tell me that your audience is between the ages of 18 and 40, we're going to have to narrow that down. Can you all understand why between an 18-year-old and a 40-year-old may have a few things in common, but they are not in the exact same walks of life? They do not have the same kind of family problems. They do not have the same kind of mindset. There may be a few there's always a couple exceptions to the rules, but let's be real. Most 18-year-olds and most 40-year-olds, they're going to be very different. So trying to make music to hit both of them, impact them both equally, is going to be very, very difficult. Now, I'm not saying that that's going to exclude them from the group. We're talking about creating content that's going to be specific for a smaller age range. So if you make music for someone between the ages of 18 and 23, that's not saying the 40-year-old won't like it, but you're not going to waste your time and your resources on reaching out and trying to get convert that 40-year-old to be a fan, because you're going to be focusing on people who may come and may have a few similarities, but it's not going to be as potent. So what that means is, like, you're going to have a more diluted effect if you try to hit everyone. So an example is, if you have only a certain amount of shots that you can, I don't want to use the analogy with bullets, but if you have a certain amount of times you can hit someone with a water balloon, and let's say you hit one person here, one person. Okay, like you kind of hit them, but let's say you didn't hit them hard enough for the balloon to burst. Having a targeted audience, you're beaming those same water balloons over and over again. You're beaming them at this one person. They're going to be more deeply impacted than the other people that you tried to hit. So focusing all of your resources on impacting this one group, they're going to be the ones where they start feeling like, okay, they're talking directly to me. I feel so connected to them that after only having one or two of these touch points that we talked about, they're willing to go ahead and invest in your music. They're streaming your music. They're actually coming out to your shows. They're paying for tickets to come to these shows, and all because they feel that you all are so relatable, they're so connected to you that they almost have to support you because you're part of their tribe, and you could have never even met this person in real life. So that is what brands do when they have their target audience. So an example of how you would do that. So okay, what can we do to now find out who our target audience is as an independent musician, and what our branding is? Like I said, I don't really know what my branding is. So you take a look at the kind of music that you're already putting out. Using my fan persona worksheet, which is the link in my bio. And like I said, this is free for anyone to download. This is just telling you how you can go ahead and actually use that to the best of your ability. So just real quick, it says the key to making a hit song is relatability. We listen to songs purely based on how they make us feel. Use the worksheet to increase how relatable your songs are for your audience. Keep in mind that detailed personas give the best results. So the more detail you are using this, the more results you're actually going to get from this with understanding your branding and your target audience. So the first block, I start off with the age. So like I said, create an age group that's only within 5 years. So 18 to 23, 25 to 30, 20 to 25, 30 to 35, wherever you feel is going to be the group that you want to specifically be targeting. Then you answer the questions like, what are their values? What is their family role? So when I say what are their values, so if you're between the ages of 18 and 23, some of your values may be community, status, popularity. So these are some of the things that you notice with some of the artists that do target a bit of a younger fan base. They talk about things like community, gang shit, that kind of thing. That's going to be really affecting them, because that's when you're look at where they are in life. Most of these people are either still in high school or coming right out of high school. So as far as like status quo and popularity, those are the kind of things that most of them are still thinking about. Because remember, you're not making this music for you. You're making this music for other people to enjoy. So that may be something for the younger fan base. In their family role, most of them may not actually have kids at this point, but they could talk about other things. However, if you're targeting between the ages of 25 to 30, most of them may actually be, you want to identify, are they mothers? Are they fathers? Are they just the middle? Are they the middle child? I said just the middle child. Dang, y'all always get it. I'm sorry, middle kids. Are they a middle child? Are they the oldest, the youngest? Like, where do they actually fall into the family role? And their kind of values, so the things that are going to be important to them as far as the things in their life. Is it family? Is it making sure that they have enough money to provide for certain things? Is it about going to the next level? Is it about what is it that you feel like they hold near and dear to their heart? Now, then the next section is going to be talking about the city. So where are these fans from? Not you, but where do you see your ideal fans being from? So if you want to use an example of a place like Richmond, like I'm from Richmond, Virginia, so I want to say, let's say my fan base is Richmond, Virginia. So I want to keep that in mind when I'm making the type of content. It would actually help me out to make certain things like songs about certain things that I know only Richmond people would know. Like you want to make a song about Broad Street Bully or something like that. And whatever you want to do as far as like to get your audience engaged with, they feel connected, because yes, everyone in Richmond knows Broad Street, knows Main Street, those type of things. Example of how that has actually been used currently, like in current hip hop songs, with King Von's song. People not even from Chicago still say, I'm not from 63rd, they from 63rd. And most of these people haven't even ever been to Chicago. So, but just having a line like that it resonates so hard with people in Chicago. You see how that actually streamlines the hit, because they all felt that when he was saying they not from 63rd. I know other people now, it's to the point that it's become a saying outside of Chicago. So music does powerful things like that by creating such that tight-knit community, by making your songs relatable. And location is something that you can definitely do with that. So keeping in mind, what city are they from? So that gives you types of things that you can include in your content. What type of residence? Are they in public housing? Are they in the suburbs? Are they in countryside? Like, where do you actually see this person living in this city? Because if they're in, let's say they are in public housing, you can talk about certain things that go on in public housing that's going to really target them. If they're in the suburbs, you don't necessarily, that means talking about those things may not necessarily be for that audience, because they may not be able to relate to it as easily. And I'm not saying that this is going to exclude people from the suburbs can't like the same kind of music as people in public housing and vice versa. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about you creating content to target that specific audience as to make your impact as effective as possible. So that, and like I said, this isn't excluding that other people won't be able to listen to your music. You're just hitting other people harder, so they're going to be needing less touch points to be able to be a fan of yours. And so also within the city, what is the culture of the city? So an example, Richmond, Virginia. If you want to talk about things like what is the culture of Richmond? What is it like to live in Southside versus Northside? Those type of things. Like, you want to actually really get detailed so that your audience can really connect with it. The last block that I have over here is about income. So you actually want to write down how much income do they get a year, because that's going to make a difference in the type of things that you talk about. So we're talking about things like how we talked about earlier. If someone's sold shoes, they may have a specific type of income. And then for those who are just joining, shoes we're using for the innuendo for things that usually is talked about in trap music. So how is their income earned? So is their income earned legally? Do they have a job? They go to work? What kind of job do they have? Are they considered very successful in corporate America? Are they still fresh out of school, probably an intern somewhere? Because like these kind of things actually make a difference. Do they have an office job? Are they working in a retail job? Do they sell shoes on the street? These kind of things make a difference, because if that's going to help keep your content in line with what you're going to be talking about. And their financial goals. Is their financial goals to get to a place where, let's say, they never have to sell shoes again? Are their financial goals to get to a place where they can buy their mom a house, where they can pay off student debt, where they can provide for their children? Like, what are their financial goals? If you're looking at a younger audience, they might want to really be in that mindset of really buying their mom a house, is really something they want to see growing up. These kind of things make a difference. Do they want to live in a big house? Like these are the things as far as their financial goals. Where do they want to be? Because now this is starting to give you relatable, aspirational goals that you can actually talk about. So now instead of coming out on your music saying, I'm the shit, I'm the shit, I'm the shit, you're saying, this is where I want to be. This is where I gotta be. Y'all, I'm not stopping. What did Lil Baby said? He said, I ain't got 100 mil yet. I can't chill yet. What? Okay. He's saying, I gotta keep going harder because this is my aspirational goal. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people felt it like, damn, I want 100 mil and he's still working. Okay, I see what you're doing, Lil Baby. So you need to actually think about those kind of things when you're, to help create more of an alignment of aspirations with your audience instead of a division, making yourself an aspirational goal. So what's the difference in that? When you start putting yourself in the place where you're saying, I'm the shit, I'm the shit, I'm the shit, get like me, get like me, a lot of people get turned off like that. They're like, okay, I'm the shit too. What? But you want to instead create things like these aspirational goals. Like, okay, this is where I want to be. But be like, damn, okay, yeah, that is where I want to be. That's a little bit more relatable. And it's making you a little bit less of a threat. Now, this is going back to psychology. This is where marketing, psychology, music, where they all start coming in. When an example of this is Future. So when Future first came out, his first single wasn't even about him. If y'all even remember what his first single was, it was a turn up the lights. I'm looking for. He was singing a song about somebody else. It was about a girl in the club and saying how this is the type of girl that he's looking for, and this is the type of girl. The focus was not on him. It was on this imaginary girl that he was talking about. And what happened? Women loved it because they wanted to be the girl that he was talking about in the song. Men loved it because they know exactly how he feels, and they wanted to find the type of girl that he was looking for in the club. If he had came out with his first single being something like fuck up some commas, that wouldn't have worked. The only reason a song like fuck up the commas for him works now is because he already has become an aspirational goal. If you have not been with your audience to the point where they already tribute you as an aspirational goal, saying that you're going to do certain things is not going to do anything but turn them off of you. So you always need to make sure that you're putting your audience as the star. Your audience needs to be the one where they feel so related. They can listen to you. The reason they like their music, they listen to your music, they rap your music, and they feel like it's about them. They feel like they can easily substitute themselves into these lyrics. They feel like they can do these things. These are the things that how they're going to want to actually keep listening to music. Because if not, you're just asking me to talk about you, and I don't know you, I'm not going to be listening to that song very time. It might be nice playing one time, okay? But no, that's not what you're going to do with your audience. You're looking for people to draw in the people who are going to feel so related to your songs that it becomes natural for them to want to promote for you. They genuinely love your song so much, which really doesn't have anything to do with you. It's because of how it makes them feel that they actually want to go and share it with other people. They're like, man, I love this song. They love this song so much, how it makes them feel. They're going to pick up their friends. They're rewinding your song when their friends get in the car to make sure their friends can hear, because they're like, oh yeah, this is a new song I found. Yeah, that's my favorite part right here. You want to have that effect on people, because it's not going to be about you. It's about creating music for them to have specific moments in their lives that they can relate back to you. That's what you want to do. So, moving along with the worksheet. So that was went over why it's important to know their age, the age of your target audience, the city that they're in, and the income, and the type. And so, in those details that we discussed on each of those, on how you can take for your content as far as putting that out there. So same thing when you're running ads on Instagram. You want to make sure that that age that you're saying they are, that's the age group that you're actually running ads for. The city, that's the location that you're actually choosing for your ads. Don't pick New York and here and Cali and here. No, we're going to be specific when you're reaching your target audience, because you want to make sure that you're hitting them. If you're going to hit certain cities, then you need to make sure that these kind of cities that you're hitting, that they're very similar. And if you haven't done a lot of research on that, you're just like, oh, they're urban cities. That's going to be too much. Start off with a more targeted approach. So, the next part that we jumping down to the first group of lines right here. This is talking about when do they listen to music the most. So think about your audience. If they sell shoes, going back to that analogy, are they listening to music as they're riding around selling shoes? If so, you might want to make music that's going to actually be feeding into those moments, feeding into, making sure that everything's straight and everything, and you know whatever you need to do to make it relatable that they want to listen to while they're riding around selling shoes. Let's say that they are for your audience is college students. They have an exam coming up. Are they listening to music while they're trying to study for their exam? Okay, put yourself in those shoes. What kind of music do you think they want to hear about? They might want to hear aspirational things like, okay, it's time to go. It's like, I got it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But in an inspirational way, in like cheering them up kind of way. So it's like, what kind of music do they want to listen to when they're listening to music the most? Do they listen to music at parties the most? Meaning they're dancing. So like, if you know that your core audience probably is in the club all the time, maybe you should make club type music. It's things like that where it's just making sure that your content is meeting your audience where they actually are, instead of just being like, hey, come here. It's saying, this is the music that I have. And if you know that you're meeting them on so many points, you know that your audience is this age group. They like club music. They like this type of music. They like to do this. Making all of the content that does all of those things is going to be able to very quickly draw them into you. They're actually want to stay for your music. So they no longer need to hear your music 10, 20 times before they actually just want to listen to you. They actually are going to like you from just hearing 2 or 3 times. So, the next section says, what do they aspire to be? Which we kind of touched on a bit with like their aspirational goals. So making sure that you're talking about their aspirational goals as your aspirational goals, so that they actually feel connected to you. The last section at the bottom is right here, goes over what do they fear. Now this is a very powerful one. I only list 3 things here for what do they fear, and you want to really be detailed when you talk about this. So, an example for we keep going back to those who sell shoes. If you're a dealer who sells shoes, you may be thinking about not being able to come home, not making it home that night. Somebody selling you out. Somebody robbing you. What is it like? Somebody getting your family. Somebody taking your girl. And in a bad situation, not just like relationship taking your girl, like these kind of things. Like what is it that they actually fear about that? Like what was the song, like having to run off on the plug? Like what is it that these shoe dealers need to actually fear? Putting that kind of stuff in their music, that's going to be a very powerful response. If you're talking about these are the kind of things that you're afraid of, and they're like, shit, I fear about that every day, that's going to be something that they're going to make them actually want to listen to your music for. So, and also, so like I said, that's what you will use to help identify your branding. So once you have all this information and looking at this, this is the ideal person that would want to hear your music. And so now you try to find what kind of value now can I provide to these kind of people. Let's say that you do mainstream rap, or you might, oh no, okay, there we go, we're back. So let's say you do mainstream rap and you don't necessarily do trap music or anything. You love hip hop music, and this is just the kind of music that you create, and you feel like people who love your music may necessarily be very inspirational. Let's say that they're very creative. Whatever it is. So let's say whatever it is that they do, you're going to want to find something that you do in your life, because if your music comes from you. So there's got to be something that you do that's going to relate to your music that you can teach people how to do. And it doesn't even necessarily be teaching. It should just be helping them with something else. So let's say that your main audience is VCU college students. Maybe you could start providing information as far as like things to do for like different types of party ideas, different types of like whatever it is, but making your niche very, very specific so that when people can actually go, because here's the idea for marketing, guys. There's something in marketing that we have that's called they're keywords that people search all the time. So when you have SEO, that is search engine optimization, that means that there are certain keywords that people will be looking up, and though when as closely relatable as you are with these keywords, that's how high you're going to pop up on Google. So if you want to say that you're making music for college kids, and you're making for them in party settings, you can be doing different type of party drink ideas, different type of party ideas that you can host. How to make sure that you throw a safe like alcohol party or whatever. So, but the idea is having information that you already know about and you already like about, that is somehow related to the people who listen to your music, and providing that information to them where they'll come in searching for that information. So let's say I'm a VCU student and I'm looking for different party drink ideas. I find that you have a whole YouTube station about different types of party drinks to make on a budget for college kids. Bet I'm gonna go ahead and check that out. And so now that I'm looking at that information, I see that the music you have playing in the background of this video is your song. And you're telling me to check out your song on Spotify. You know what? After I do enough of these videos, I've heard your same song that you're playing in the background so many times. I'm singing about it. And I'm not even, this is the point, like, your song is in my head. I'm like, okay, wait, what is the name of that song? And now I'm back on your page just so I can find that song and actually download it, because I'm already coming here getting that valuable information that I need for my party throwing anyways. I might as well add you to the playlist. That is what I do with marketing, guys. So so that is the type of effect that you want to have on your audience. So you want to make sure that you're providing something to them that is a representation of you that you can help them with. So, because we're being honest, they're not coming for your music. They have to come for you and your brand. You as an artist, you have a brand. So if you really want to make money, monetize this situation as a musician, you need to brand yourself and have people buy into you. They're coming to buy into you. So you're providing value in other areas where they come for that. You solve that problem, but they stay for your music. They might as well go ahead and hit that download button for that music. Go ahead and support. Why not? You helped me in this other situation here. You want to make it so that it all ties in, so that your idea is this smaller group that you're impacting so hard, they're now promoting for you for free, and they're doing it the right way. We're getting other people that's going to be interested in what they have to say. So if anyone has any questions, you all know that you all can definitely DM me. If anybody wants to join the live, if they have a question, I don't mind going ahead taking the time to answer that as well. Just go ahead and send the invite. Like I said, you all can use all of these resources that I talked about today are in the fan persona worksheet, which is in the link in my bio. So I'm going to give us a few seconds in case anyone does want to join. Let me see who we have on here today that I know has hit me with some questions. Who is this? Who is Detroit Rampage? Let's see. Let's see if you're able to join. But like I said, if anyone, I just did a question, how did you get started in music marketing? So, with music marketing, so my degree, guys, my college degree, I went to the College of William and Mary. I actually have a degree in biology. How that actually relates to music marketing, while I was there, if you're in Virginia and you know about the College of William and Mary that's in Williamsburg, they have one of the top business schools that's there in Virginia. So there were some, their library was open and taking some of the lower level courses like introduction to like marketing and things. Those are available to people who are not actually in the business school. I actually found out that as far as my requirements that I had to take with psychology for my biology degree, having to take psychology classes, that actually helped me fill in a lot of the blanks as far as with marketing. So I never did anything with it was helpful for me at that time, but like I said, my degree was still in biology, so I just focused on that. But I retained all of that information. And then once I started making more friends, I started making friends in the music industry. And they actually, when I started working, the first time I started working with Carlos Brown in Atlanta, seeing how, like learning from him how things work in the music industry, I'm like, really? So each one of these artists is really like a business to business situation where there are all many businesses and the fans are their consumers, and you're trying to get them to buy into you and for you to support your music. And so he actually had a company, it was called Real Network Promotions, where that is what he did for artists, was actually more so on the promotion side. So the difference between promotion and marketing, promotion is more so focused on distribution, with getting your music out to as many people as possible. Just get it out, get it out, get it out, get it out. Just get your music out, get your music heard, just get it out there. No context, but it's out there. Marketing is about, how can we draw your fans into you? How can we do things like interviews to go ahead and tie in to your promotion? So like we're doing artist doing interviews with like jumping off the porch interviews with these people who already have an audience that wants to hear about new music. That's what they do, is they interview artists, they interview new artists. So the people listening are always going to be interested, because they're interested in the interviewer, interested and open to listening to new music. How do we get you in front of the audience that wants to hear new music without even knowing who you are? Those kind of things are marketing. So from learning from him, and then meeting friends along the way to have other mentors. That's where I actually, through Carlos Brown, actually met Mr. Two Officials. That was actually a wonderful thing. Thank you, Carlos, for that. And by working with him, meeting more people at QC from there, that's where I started using, from him being the the marketing manager at QC, did teach me a lot of things as far as like how you need to market artists effectively. So that's how I got into music marketing. It really was, I already had a small background in marketing, but I was focused more so on science more than I was in marketing. But seeing in the music industry how important it was, and how really what was happening to artists when they didn't understand their marketing, that was actually something that was breaking my heart. Because you see people who don't really understand what to do with their marketing. You come in contact with these crazy talented people. You're like, I know this is going to be a hit. I know. And then they don't do anything with it. They don't do anything with it. Nobody knows them. Nobody outside of their city knows them. They don't, and it's like they don't even grow themselves in their city. They don't take the most out of the opportunities to grow their fan base the right way. They just kind of, they have these great songs that they just sit on them, and just, they'd rather be the big fish in a small pond. And like, if that's what you want, that's fine, but we have to actually grow. Like, for the artists that really, they have a hit and they want to grow, you have to understand the value of your marketing. And really, guys, the only person that's going to tell you that, like, the only person who's really going to be invested in that has to be you. You have to be the number one pusher. Like, I want to get my music heard effectively. I don't want to be just a one-hit wonder in my own town, not even in another town. I want to actually get my music heard effectively. So what you have to do, um, okay, I'm sorry, I see the comment. But what you have to do is you have to get your music out there to people who want to hear it. And it's something that's so simple, but it's going to take work. It's going to take effort. That means you have to constantly be showing up on social media. I'm not talking about constantly showing up in their DMs about random, like, hey, go like this, go do that. No, I'm talking about providing things of value, like I say, giving them reason to be invested in you, actually engaging with you. That is the only way that you're going to get your music heard, by people who actually want to be your fan. So, like I said, if you all have any questions about specific music marketing strategies that you can use, DM me. You can also go to the link in my bio. What do you say? So yes, that's why I'm interested in music marketing, because of the amount of overlooked talent. I've done a bit of street promotion, but I wasn't sure where to start. So if you're looking to get into music marketing, the first place that you would need to start is, so start with, where are you from? Lisi B. But start locally with your independent artists, and I'm sure there are some local record labels that may not be major record labels that need help with marketing. Because I'm also going to put you all to something. If a record label does not talk to you about marketing you and your promotion, that is not a record label. That is someone, that's a group of artist managers. A record label's main job is to market you, take money, put it behind you, market you, get you interviews, get your songs distributed. I mean, mass distributed. I'm not talking one or two playlists. I'm talking they're getting your music everywhere. They're paying whatever these curators to get your music heard. So if your record label is not taking that money and pushing it into promoting you, they're not pushing it into building your branding, to understanding how they can market you effectively, that is not a record label. That is a group of artist managers. Unfortunately, guys, I have to tell you the truth with that. So make sure that you're getting So because of that, there are a lot of local labels. So talking back to you, Lisa B. Oh, you're from Greensboro. Yes, Greensboro, North Carolina. My brother actually went to UNC Greensboro. But anyways, make sure, so locally start looking at some local record labels that are not, don't have any major artists right now, and see if they actually need help with any marketing. Since you've done steps as far as like promotion already, let them know about what you've done with promotion. If you've done, start looking into what it takes to actually get onto these playlists, because with playlists, you all need to realize there's no money as an independent artist in streaming. No real money. This was created for record labels to make money. So the how everything has been constructed right now was with, not with the independent artists in mind, but with the major record labels in mind. So the royalties that you collect from streaming are fractions of a cent. So unless you're getting millions of views per song, you're not making real money. You're not making real money with that. But that is for the record label. So that's another way that they can also start paying their songwriters, because the artists, they should have already gotten paid anyways from when they did their sign on. But I digress with that. So as an independent artist, for you with streaming, you need to focus on getting your music out there so you can actually get people who don't know you, your cold audience that like your type of music. You get on the playlist that has the type of music that similar to your type of music, or you know your audience will listen to this type of music, so they can actually start listening to your song on that playlist, love it, and now start researching you. So Lisa, so yeah, Lizzie B. What I would do is start off with working with your local artists, helping them however you can as far as what you know about promotions, and especially if you've done work with social media marketing, helping them to get their Instagrams together, helping them do whatever you can for your local artists. But because you're building your trust, literally just do it just to help them out. And as far as the record label, working with, see if you can intern or work with a label that doesn't necessarily have a strong marketing department, and you can help build their marketing department. So that is actually what I am doing right now for a record label as well, that is in Atlanta, as far as like helping build their marketing department right for them right now. And they actually have they have an amazing artist. You all will see. I don't want to talk about that too much. You all will see more so down the road what's in the works with that. But make sure that you're just reaching out to working with the artists to start perfecting your skills with marketing, and let them know, hey, like, I see that you don't really have as much of a following right now. I would like to help you out with building your following. Then you can actually use your music marketing skills that way. So does anybody else have any questions as far as music marketing, artist branding, what it means, why it's important for you to develop your branding as an artist, why it's important for you? I know I'm talking crazy, like I'm saying only target this small group of people. You're like, my music can affect the world. I know it can, but you want to target these small group of people so they can help get your promotion going, and then more people will come in and be able to relate to your music as well. So that's what the key to a hit song is: relatability. That's how you have songs like a Kanye West song that I love, a 40-year-old white soccer mom loves, and then a 16-year-old in high school loves. We all love the same song. We all live very different lives. So that's how you do that, is by making your song so relatable that people feel that they just all have to, all of this song, all is touching them. Lizzie, it says, Lizzie, you could help me out with marketing. I'm trying to get my music out more. So yes. So Lizzie, you're still here. Look, definitely reach out to him. Let him know, like, hey, like you said, like, I'm working on my music marketing. Anybody want to be want to let me, I can show you what I know, what I've done so far, and I'm pretty sure you get him wonderful results. He's also going to tell somebody else about you. So I'm excited. I love to see this happening in the live. Hey John. Hey John. This is great. I love that everyone's kind of like getting together to so this is the kind of community that I want to build in Richmond, Virginia, for the music community, where we're all helping each other. We're all coming together like, okay, this is what I can do for you. This is how I can help you. And so artists, what that means too, I know there's a bit of an ego that artists have to have in the music. There's a bit of an ego that you have to have as an artist in the music industry. But when someone's offering help, take it. And you should be grateful of that help, because no, if you all don't realize it, these artists that you see at these record labels, they have a whole team behind them. So you're not going to get you're not going to get very far trying to do the work of an entire team by yourself. Actually start networking, making connections, doing things for people where you can actually make it beneficial. They want to help you. That's what if you don't have the funds to actually start pushing your marketing, find someone that you know that is good with marketing, that is going to be willing to help you, and you can provide whatever other it is that you can help them with. Actually, that's what networking is all about, you guys. So whether it's you all have to come together, maybe you're in a group and everyone has to do whatever they need to do to raise money so the group can get marketing, just work together. Like, we really have to get rid of this is me and it's only team me. You're not going to get far in the music industry with only team me, because people will tear you apart. I'm sorry, guys, but it's the absolute truth. um Yes. So if anyone has any more questions, trying to end on a more positive note, if anyone has any more questions about music marketing, please feel free to reach out to me at any time. You can go ahead and send me a DM. I'm sorry, I'm usually my DMs. I have a whole lot of requests. I try to get into them as much as possible. I'm still in Tampa, Florida, with my client Don Kalam. He's doing a conference now, but I will be back in Richmond, Virginia tomorrow. So also, if anybody in Richmond, Virginia is interested in promoting a promotion opportunity for a place called the Secret Lounge in Richmond, Virginia, please DM me if you're interested in that promotion opportunity. I will be hosting interviews at the venue at 6 o'clock, from 6 to 7 p.m. tomorrow. So just DM me if you're interested. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Bye.